My belief is that developing a culture of care ensures your success. Today, let's look at this in more detail together. And frankly, I want to start by talking about one of the biggest turnoffs that I personally have when I'm doing business with somebody, and it can be any company or individual. One of the big things that bothers me a lot is when I sense an attitude of I don't care. And if we start with our family and ask that question, do you care? Obviously, you'd say, of course I care about my family. Most of us understand the importance of our families. You can have the best numbers at work in the world and earn an insanely high income. However, if you don't get this right, you'll never be truly successful. Caring about your family, or really anything in life, can't be faked. If I say, do you care about your family, it's say yes, but then when something comes up and you really get down to it, interacting with your family can't be faked. You've got to care. You can say the words, I care. However, it illustrates itself so much more clearly than the words you say. Take the time to spend with your children walking through the woods, shoot a basketball and play catch together. Open the door for your wife. Let her know how much she means to you often. If you're doing a great job at this, you'll never be asked the question by anyone in your family, do you really care? And in this, if it comes between choosing between your commitment at work or your family, my view is it should always be the family first. In our company, in our culture, it is exactly that. You got something going on with your family, you have to put them first. The next thing we want to talk about is, do you care about your staff? One of the saddest things I see when I visit dealerships across the United States is that the staff generally doesn't believe anyone in management cares about them. I walk around and I might compliment them on a particular achievement, or I might come to them and say, that was a great walk around on that car. And they go, wow, or last month was spectacular, great job. You go, wow, Rob, you're the only one that noticed. Do they then believe that the management cares about them? I hope that everybody understands the importance of developing a culture that cares about their staff. Again, there should never be a question in their minds that the leadership and management team understand and cares about the individuals that make up the team. The more your staff buys into a culture of caring, the greater your growth and job satisfaction will be. It's an automatic thing. You got to illustrate. I know that I've seen examples of real good caring. For example, on a real hot summer day, and we've probably got some of them coming up, to have the staff show up with a bunch of assorted beverages like Gatorade or water, and it's cold. And I know one company that even put a real nice $2,000 water machine in for their technicians. So regardless of the time, they always had this filtered, really wonderful cold water available to them in the shop. And some might say, gosh, that's $2,000 for a water machine in the shop, but it illustrates the example I'm wanting to see here from everybody, and that's that the staff feels cared for. And in that culture, if you have your staff where they don't think you care about them, what about the care for your customer? And that's the next thing we're going to discuss. If your customer doesn't feel appreciated, they'll have no particular reason to come back to your establishment and spend money. You see, the one thing that customers flock to, and I don't mean occasionally, at times, they flock to companies that illustrate without a doubt, without a question, that they are cared for. How do we do that? Well, everyone knows I like to have assorted snacks and beverages in the waiting areas, and not cheap snacks, really good quality assorted beverages, snacks. If you can, have a cooler there and some fresh yogurt or diced fruit. That's care. I know I love the aroma of cookies, and the fresh baked Otis Spunkmeyer cookies are just wonderful, and they're a great product. They are costly, but the aroma of fresh baked cookies going through your service waiting area is just an incredible thing for the customer. When you come out with fresh baked cookies and offer them around to the waiters, they know you care. And definitely they shouldn't be at a fee or a charge. I know I was at, traditionally all dealerships had a vending machine available to their waiters. So the waiters could come up and they would put their money in a vending machine. The dealership would make an extra 50 cents or something on it. You see, that to me is a misdirection. Does that say you care? Does that say you want them to have a good, positive experience? Absolutely not. Have the culture where your customers come in and they understand they are important. They know you take the time to understand their needs for their vehicle and pay particular attention to what they're saying. They develop a loyalty and trust when they experience a culture of caring at the dealership. Here again, a personal pet peeve that I have is when a customer comes to the service desk, and yeah, they can be busy and life is rushed, and advisors definitely are challenged for time, generally all the time. But when they just go, oh, you're here for that rattle and dash, and the advisor writes down customer states rattle and dash. Sign here, sit there, next. Are they going to feel cared for? Are they going to feel important? I know they could come up and say, hey, I've got a loose door handle, and the advisor customer states loose door handle, sign there, see ya. And then the technician walks up and goes, I have 8 door handles on this vehicle. Which one's loose? What's it doing? Because I've checked them all now, and they're all working normally. You see, advisors need to take the time to understand exactly what the customer concern is. If you're not doing that on a standard basis, your customer has no way to believe that you care about them. They actually, at many dealerships across the country, feel like they're an inconvenience. Is that a way to build your volume? Is that a way to illustrate what kind of dealership you are? And are they going to want to buy their next vehicle at a dealership that frankly doesn't have this culture of caring throughout the dealership? We hear a lot about numbers, gross profit margins, along with key performance indicators as a critical part of doing business in today's dealership. Having a culture of caring is not something you can measure chart, or graph. It is, however, critical to have the quality of life we all desire. Many of the numbers a department generates can be faked to make it appear the dealership is producing good results. I know one of them is with CDK or ADP. You can eliminate oil changes and tire rotations and certain labor ops, and then run your numbers. Eliminate the 0 repair orders and all of this, and you go, wow, look at this. I've got so much technician hours sold per car. But is that the real result? The culture of caring that I'm describing in today's newsletter and conference call can't be faked. You either have it or you don't. My hope is that every one of you is challenged to develop this culture of caring into their life and into their work, into their dealership, in their family, and in their customers. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you next time. Bye. Many people have asked us to have a remote site training for service managers. I'm proud to announce that June 11th and 12th in Cleveland, we hold this event that's been long requested. So get with us, sign up. The cost is reasonable, and we'll have a blast on June 11th and 12th up here in Cleveland.